Resolution in honor of Frankie Meads. The Board of Commissioners of Pasquotank County and the citizens lost a dedicated public servant with the untimely death of Commissioner Frankie Meads on January 13th, 2021. Whereas Commissioner Meads unselfishly served as a county commissioner since December 2012 and has shown the spirit of public service by representing the board and citizens of the county on numerous local and regional advisory boards, and whereas Commissioner Meads worked diligently to improve the quality of life of his fellow citizens in numerous capacities while giving special attention to reducing debt. That's fitting, isn't it? Whereas Commissioner Meads served on the EMS board, Solid Waste Landfill Committee, Animal Control Board, RC&D, SPCA Board, and the North Carolina Building Council. And whereas Commissioner Meads' contributions as a God-serving, thoughtful, hard-working, and generous person extend far beyond his service as commissioner, and now therefore be it resolved that the Pasquotank Board of Commissioners hereby honors Commissioner Meads for the life of outstanding service and extraordinary contributions to Pasquotank County. Further be resolved by the Pasquotank County Board of Commissioners that it hereby expresses gratitude to his family, members, and having shared so much of his life for the benefit of the people of Pasquotank County. Be it further resolved that this resolution adopted on the 1st of March 2021 shall be entered into the minutes of the Pasquotank County Board of Commissioners, and a copy presented to the family of Commissioner Meads. Lloyd Griffin, Pasquotank County Board of Commissioners, attested by Lynn Scott. Anything to say? Yes, ma'am. So I think we have cousins, sisters, daughters, family, granddaughters, and great-grandchildren. Yeah. But Tom, do you have anything to say?
Just thank y'all for this.
So any of the Board of Commissioners would like to add to this? We'll start with Bill Sterritt. Testing, Bill. You got anything to say about Frankie?
What's the question?
Do you have anything to say about Frankie or a comment?
The top person, he and I talked on the phone an awful lot over a period of time that he was a commissioner while I was, and he was an ally. And he was for all of you, Republicans, Democrats, Independents. It didn't make any difference. And he's just an outstanding individual in the community and in his home. And I was invited to his home to a get-together more than once, but the first time I went out there and I saw all these cars. I saw about 150 people. And I said, I know they'll be able to find a place. And here's Frankie standing there in front of his house, in the driveway. And I don't know how long he's been standing there. He's saving a place for me to park.
There you go.
Come on in. And that's the way he treated everyone. Just an outstanding person.
Thank you. Sean?
Yeah, Frankie was a great guy. But one of the reasons that I'm here today, and certainly taught me a lot. Certainly.
Okay. All right, Mr. Perry, comments?
I could talk a long time about him. When I first met him, I didn't know him very well, but being in the community a long time, I heard people say a lot of very unusual things about him. When I say that, I mean good things. I was told by one person that he just drove the truck home in order to help the person be able to finance and lumber to build a house. I talked to a young lady that had worked with her, her mom had worked with him, and she said to me, she said, I miss him so much because he helped my mom ever so much. I don't know her mom, but it was all very accommodating. And the other thing, I got to know him well enough for him to bring 2 buckets of walnuts to my house. And I don't know what, many of you know how hard it is to crack walnuts, but I know he had to think I had a lot of love to want 2 buckets of walnuts. But anyway, he was a great man, and I think that we were missing from what he's done on this board, because he kept us in line all the time financially, and he had a lot of information, always prepared. Thank you.
Barry?
Well, just briefly, I had mentioned before to many of you, Frankie and my dad were best friends growing up, so I got to hear a lot of stories. And in fact, Miss Jenny was in a lot of the stories too. I'll tell you some afterwards. But just a legacy, you can tell by just the family that's here. And this is, believe me, this is just a little piece of his family. Because again, when I would brag about my kids and I was so excited about them, he always trumped me. He'd say, "How many kids you got, Barry?" I said, 3. He said, "Yeah, I got 6. Yeah. And that was it. He always got me. So just a great, great man.
Thank you. Charles?
It was always a great pleasure working with Frankie. And he was really concerned about the residents of Pasquotank County. And you can be assured that he watched the finances of Pasquotank County. Was that on the annual, when we had our annual meetings, and Jerry would present the financial information to us, Frankie would take a hard look at it. And if the debt wasn't going down the way Frankie thought it should, you'd hear about it. And I was always amazed that he was knowledgeable about so many things. But it's certainly been a pleasure, and we're going to miss him.
Very good. So in this weekend's paper, you saw where Jonathan filled in his dad's spot where he said, "Yeah, I think we're on the right path to reducing debt." So, that one didn't fall too far from the tree, did it? So a lot of times Frankie's humor overrode some of his seriousness because, I could ask Frankie a building codes council question, and he'd come and ask me, so that you're really sure you're asking me the right question. But we got more education about the building code in North Carolina. He would just stop the meeting and we started talking about building code. So we got a lot of education on building code and houses and what it should cost to build a truck, buy a truck. Fire trucks cost too much money. We need other drivers. So he always had a good story, and Frankie always followed through. As you know, says, "I'm doing what's best for my citizens of our county. And we're doing the best for our community. And we got to get this debt down even more." But Jonathan heard today we got to fix some water plants and some other things. So we'll get a little dose of that.
But the reason why he wanted to do that, because he wanted to assure that people can afford to live here
That's
and
right.
own property, and not just certain people, but everybody. That was his goal.
That was his spirit. So, in his legacy and his stewardship of our community, Jonathan's exactly right. He always wanted to make sure that every person had a place to stay and could be able to afford to stay here. That's why, he fought hard for the tax rate to be what it is, fought for the utility rates, for the water rates. So we're always up here, we'll always have a reminder sitting beside us at some point in time. And then we got these here that come back at Christmas time. Y'all were a little here, you could let us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Sorry y'all didn't get to do that this time, but y'all will do it again. Come back at Christmas time. So I want to thank y'all for coming, have a little bit of patience for the board. And Miss Alice, we're really sorry about the death of Frankie. However, we have a legacy to live on. Jonathan's going to carry his tradition of the Meads on the board. And so here's our resolution for Frankie. We'll keep him in line. I think the picture residents will keep him in line too. All right, we thank y'all. Anybody have anything to say about grandfather? Huh? Anybody? Y'all got your tongue?
As his sister,
As
I'm
his
going to
sister.
say he
Come on
raised.
up here.
No, right here.
Okay, you're
I'm
good.
scared to go there.
Okay, that's
He
fine.
raised 7 wonderful, well-behaved children always.
There you go.
And I can
I stand
answer
corrected.
that from the 2 I
It was
had
7, not
raised
6. I
well.
was wrong.
There you go. So, if anybody else has anything to say, we'll be good to go, and we'll
Try to make 45-second
go
comment.
right ahead.
I forgot the grandchildren. Every Christmas time for probably the last 4 years, Frankie would surprise us by bringing 8 or 9 grandchildren to our house at Christmas time and have them sing Christmas carols. Now, the voices have all changed now because they're all grown up, but that was always a special event for us. And the last time he visited us with the grandchildren was 2 weeks later he passed away. Sorry.
But they will be here at Christmas time. They promised they'll bring us some Christmas carols at Christmas, so we'll have that same spirit again. All righty? Thank y'all for coming and participating, and we'll get back to our meeting. We'll give y'all a chance to kind of walk out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man. Nice to see you.